Proud of our team. That was a hard-fought NFC North game. Football team we played against was playing as well as anybody in the league, and we knew it would be a big-time challenge. Took a lot of different parts of our team to come together, make some plays to find a way to win the game, and very proud of our guys. And it was so important to us this year to get back to the way we should play at US Bank Stadium. So to finish 7-1 in front of our fans and have that kind of atmosphere in a game like this is why we do what we do, and love the support of our fans. Thought it was phenomenal tonight, as always. It was huge for us, and our team thrives off of it. So now we get to go on the road and have a chance to compete one more time. That's all we ask for, is just another new week, new challenge. Really one of the best teams in football all year long. We got to go to their place and roll it out there for 60 minutes. So we're going to put our work in this week and try to find a way to go 1-0 this week. But a lot of performances to point out. I thought defensively, Cashman was all over the field again tonight. Jared Tillery with the forced fumble. Flo and his staff had a really good plan. I thought really kept him off balance early. And then, offensively, what can I say about Sam Darnold other than another big time performance when his team needed it? Phenomenal moment in the locker room after the game when he finally made it in there. Was really cool, and I'm just so proud of him. There's so many things that lead into moments like this for Sam since he became a Minnesota Viking, just to see how he's ultimately been able to, maximize everything about his opportunity. And our football team loves him for it, and I've had an absolute blast coaching him and just so proud of him. All of our wideouts, Justin, Speedy, and Jordan Addison made some huge plays, TJ Hawkinson. And then we did just enough in the run game. It was tough sledding at times, but just enough to, have the threat there to get a couple, great executed plays there late to not have to put our defense back on the field.
Could you take us through the last drive? You called pre-pass plays.
Yeah.
Difficult situations.
Yeah, we were, I just didn't want to, worry so much about the clock and making Matt use his timeouts. I felt comfortable with Sam in those moments, and I loved how some of those things married up with some other runs we'd either done late in games, throughout the year, or even tonight in the game. So I thought we'd get some edges and get Sam and his athleticism out on the perimeter. And then, great drive starter to C.J. Ham, popping him out the back door there. And then we're able to get a great edge on the next one where Justin comes screaming across on the low cross. And then the last one, just burying that thing all down and sneaking Cam out there. That ball felt like it was in the air for absolutely ever. Sam threw a lot of balls tonight, and that one probably stressed me out the most out of his 43 attempts. But what a play by Cam Akers. To say what that guy's been through, I hope fans understand just how significant what he's been through has been and how he wanted to be a Minnesota Viking and made the play when we absolutely needed it, in addition to catching a touchdown on the screen.
For your running backs, a couple catches in that drive, I guess, how much does that help in terms of making something high percentage, even if you're deciding not to run it, you stick with the passing game knowing you have a high percentage?
Yeah, to me it's about putting together the best possible play to see if we can get Sam on the edge. And normally if people aren't letting you get out on the edge, then we should be able to get some runs off. It's marriage of them trying to defend every play they've got to defend, out of those looks. And I just thought the execution was really high. If at any point in time Sam needed to, dirt it or just go down, we were not going to stop the clock on our own accord. And I just trusted in the execution of our guys. And between Cam's catch, CJ's catch, and Justin's was not an easy one, late in the down, kind of driving that low cross right on the 1 and 8 and him staying in bounds as well.
What was the moment with Sam? You mentioned there was a moment when Sam came.
I think he might have been talking to Tom upstairs, but we felt like we waited for a long time, and I certainly wasn't going to interrupt that conversation. And when he came back in, the guys were ready with some water bottles and kind of lifted him up, and it was a really cool moment.
Kevin, the pass to Akers. When were you thinking about that as a clock killer in that whole process?
Yeah, a lot of times in those moments, you spend so much on the game plan. A lot of times in those moments, it's about finding a play and then trying to coach, the risk management within it. Thought we had a chance even on the previous drive for an explosive to Jets, and one, half click, they were able to hit Sam's hand, and luckily that was an incomplete. But I'm going to keep being aggressive in those moments. Felt like the drive starter, we put it together in a way where we felt like we'd get a good play regardless of what the final play ended up being. And then, the last one to Cam was really, just understanding once we got the ball completed to Justin and it was a 3rd and 2, little over 2, whatever it was, now you truly have on a 3rd down the threat of putting 11 personnel in the game, and they've got to defend everything on our playbook at that point. Gave them a run formation, and then our guys just executed from there to see if we can get Cam out in space.
You talk a lot about number of plays, being able to run 70, I guess. How does that feel?
Yeah, is that what we ran? Yeah, I think it's critical because, even on a night, Dave, when we weren't necessarily like huge chunks in the run game, it's a good front. They were doing some things they always do, keeping guys fresh, rolling waves of guys out there. We were still able to do enough to then apply some no huddle, do some things to try to get some easy plays, and then kind of just get a little space in there to then try to hunt up some of the more downfield type throws. And I thought Sam, like he's been all year long, his ability to attack every blade of grass, he's going to stay aggressive. I'm trying to make sure that him and I are playing this game as close-knit as we possibly can, so we can be aggressive, but he's still going to be a great decision maker, and he's playing quarterback at a very, very high level and has been for the majority of the whole season. So you can tell by the locker room, you can tell by the way I call plays. I know that for us to get to where we want to go, we got to be aggressive and we got to play football in a way that allows us to, have our whole offense at our disposal and requires all 11 executing every single play. It's very boring stuff that becomes less boring in front of that environment, and to see our guys make some of those plays.
What's the outlook on Pat Jones' knee injury?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So he did it's a right knee injury. Hopefully we avoided kind of a super long-term injury, but I won't know much more than that until he gets fully evaluated, but expecting him probably to miss a little bit of time. Like I said, I don't know what that looks like as of right now. And then Aaron Jones did get a quad contusion at some point and was working his way through it, had some really good runs. But we decided to kind of pull him. And, I thought Ty Chandler showing up, having some physical runs, getting downhill, fresh, pairing him with Cam there in the second half was a winning formula to then get some of those plays off, either in tempo or some of the play pass world.
In terms of your aggression as a play caller, how much of it is your DNA as a coach and philosophy, and how much of it is belief in Sam that when you call these plays in big spots, he's going to execute?
Yeah, I think it's a little of both. I mean, we want to be aggressive. The best parts of our team come to life when we're aggressive. It requires execution. It requires some hard downs for some guys out there, whether it's the guys up front, our running backs, our tight ends, whatever it may be. And then it's ultimately Sam's ownership of the plan each and every week, truly absorbing that we got one game to win. Let's totally submerge ourselves in this game plan, apply the confidence from all these weeks that he's played so darn well, but then laser focus on this plan and this opponent. Thought Jeff Hafley did some things, a little different, had some adjustments, and always going to happen when you play a team twice. And I thought our guys responded to some of the things we adjusted with in the moment to make a few plays.
It seemed like you guys attacked the middle of the field early, the game plan.
Yeah, the expectation obviously was a heavy plan to Justin. And I think that's why you saw guys like Jalen Naylor, Speedy, TJ make some plays. But as the game progressed, we're going to find some space out there for 18 and let them go to work. And I thought that third down catch that was called back because of the hold was absolutely ridiculous in a gotta-have-it type moment. And then clearly, that last low cross on the second to last pass play I called, that's not easy execution either. So just great examples of Justin, the growth he's had to still give us what he gives us snap after snap, even though it's frustrating for him at times because he's such a competitor. When his number gets called and we can find him some grass in there, he's going to make a play. He just always does. And we're very, very fortunate to have him. And like I said, I thought Speedy was huge. There was, whether it was single high or not, there was just a strong emphasis on making sure they had presence around him around 18, so there was some grass to be found, and first touchdown was an example of that. And then some of the plays, even the dagger cut that we got back to Speedy on the backside there when he kind of climbed the ladder to make that play was ridiculous, awesome.
What would it mean to you to have home field advantage in the playoffs?
I mean, this place, our fans, it was such a point, Kevin, to play well at home this year and win football games for what I believe is the greatest group of fans in the National Football League. This venue, this building, what we do, our folks that put the game on. I mean, everything about it feels like we're operating as one in these moments, and it would be phenomenal, but it is going to be an absolute challenge going to on the road, very hostile, very hostile place, and a team that's had a ton of success, and we have nothing but confidence for the team we're going to play this week, and we've got to go earn it with really great preparation late in the year. December football was something I wanted to make sure we were good about, and I think we'll finish that 5-0 as we click over into January. But we've really been in January for a few weeks now, in my mind.
To Addison, I mean, how much does Justin's gravity factor into that, and just how good was execution of Jordan's route?
Yeah, the timing, the sell of it. We're trying to give Sam a chance to read a couple other eligibles, TJ, Justin being one of them, and climbed up in the pocket right about the time we got a nice little rhythmic kind of set right there, and was hoping Justin would kind of clear out the whole right side of the field behind him, and then if we could get behind that flat defender, whether it was a safety or the linebacker, we thought there would be a ball to put up right there, and he went and got it. Big time play.
Kevin, you talked a lot about Cam Akers and just how much you like him, like feel for him.
Love.
I mean, just
it's okay to use that word every now and then, man.
For him to come through in the big moment.
Yeah.
Just what can you say?
Yeah, Cam has something inside him that allowed him to push through the adversity of what's happened to him over the course of his career. He loves football. I think he loves being a Minnesota Viking. He loves his teammates. His teammates, were probably the most excited all season when Cam scored on that screen, and then obviously the catch late. He just brings something, brings physicality, brings a level of mental and physical toughness that I think makes us all better. We've got a lot of examples like that on our team, but Cam's just another one of them that I feel very fortunate to have him on this team.
Do you say anything to Will Reichert after a few misses today?
Yeah, I just told him, hey, next one's going to be the best one. My confidence in Will is as sky high. An unbelievable session on Thursday when he was kicking and hit the first one true. That's my confidence level. I'm gonna. If we think we're anywhere near the range, I'm going to give him a swing. He's a phenomenal kid, great makeup. The next kick's going to be his best kick is how I look at it, and I know our team does as well.
How did it feel to go 1-0 this week?
It felt the same way that it has for 14 times now. It's just this was going to be a grind. You can hear it in my voice. That's what these things are, and we're all, every man in that locker room, player and coach, we're laying it on the line every single week with everything we absolutely have, and the best part of it is I do believe, all we need is all of what we are, and we're going to have a chance to win football games. But we're going to have to keep on doing the things that, like I've said before, might come off as cliche, but when your team has ownership of every possible thing that we're doing, and they work for something, greater than just themselves, anything is really possible. But that's not to take away from one snap. It can all go the other way if you're not totally and completely present, locked in what we have to do, especially against, the type of opponents we're going to play tonight and here on out the rest of the way.